A lot of these newer DC characters are still flying under the radar, but some of them honestly have the tools to become major names later on. A few already have unique powers, strong designs, and the kind of backstories that could make them stand out if DC really decides to invest in them. If you're into comics and nerd content like this, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. City Boy is Cameron Kim, a recent Korean hero who first surfaced in Wildstorm 30th Anniversary Special and Lazarus Planet, Legends Reborn before landing his own series. His power is wild. He can speak to cities, hear their memories, and track lost or hidden objects through the urban landscape. That made him start as more of a hustler than a hero, pawning what the city helped him find just to survive, one city at a time, alone. What makes Cameron stand out is that his link to cities is supernatural, not just tech-based, which sets him apart even from Jack Hawksmoor. As his abilities grow, cities create scrap-built animal avatars like Gotham's rat and Metropolis's dragon, and his story expands into encounters with Superman and Swamp Thing. With Greg Pak, Minkyu Jung, and Sunny Go behind him, City Boy already feels built for much more than a 6-issue introduction. Trinity is Lizzie Prince, the daughter of Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor, but DC first teased her as an older hero before showing her as a child in the present. She debuted in Wonder Woman number 800 and then Wonder Woman number 3, instantly feeling important because John Kent and Damian Wayne already orbit her life like older brothers. Even at 5, Lizzie was shown as fearless, intense, and strong enough to floor Killer Croc with one kick. What gives Lizzie real long-term potential is how naturally she fits DC's future. DC has described John and Damian as her adoptive brothers, while later material pushes Trinity as her generation's Wonder Woman and even a possible future Justice League leader. She also carries a mythic twist of her own, using 3 lassos instead of 1, and the character's rise moved fast enough that she earned her own series, Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman. Zanthy Joe is one of DC's most original recent additions, a non-binary Chinese hero introduced in Spirit World with powers that feel unlike almost anything else in the line. As a spirit envoy, Xanthe moves between the land of the living and the realm of the dead, delivering needed goods to forgotten spirits. Their signature trick is burning folded joss paper and turning it into real objects, with a magical broadsword as the weapon of choice. What really makes Xanthe stand out is the atmosphere around them. Spirit World ties horror, folklore, and superhero action together, while also pairing Xanthe with John Constantine and Cassandra Cain. DC has also described Xanthe as someone caught between life and death, giving the character a built-in mystery beyond the visuals. That mix of myth, identity, and world-building makes Xanthe feel like a hero DC can expand in many directions. Marilyn Moonlight entered Superman as a brand new anti-hero, but she arrived with the kind of presence that makes a character feel instantly larger than one run. DC introduced her in Superman number 2 as the Spirit of Metropolis, a mysterious figure who only operates at night and has ties to the city's hidden past. She rides a spectral steed through the sky, carries a ghostly Western flavor, and stands apart from the usual Superman supporting cast. Her powers are just as unusual as her look. DC says Marilyn can wield the reflected light of the moon, enough to supercharge Superman in a desperate moment, and later stories kept digging into why she haunts the city after dark. She returned in Night Terrors, Superman, and in Superman the Roger 10, where Clark investigates her mystery directly. That supernatural style, plus her bond to Metropolis itself, gives Marilyn Moonlight real breakout potential. Red Canary is one of DC's newest members of the Arrow family, but enough mystery still surrounds her to make that an advantage. She first emerged during Dark Crisis, and later returned in stories tied to Black Canary and the wider hero community. What we do know is that her first name is Sienna. She is a college student from Seattle, and she became a vigilante after growing up as a fan of Black Canary's rock band before becoming one herself. That origin gives Red Canary a different flavor from most legacy heroes, because she was inspired as much by Dinah's public image as by her crime fighting. DC has slowly moved her upward through books like Lazarus Planet, Green Arrow, and Justice League Red, where her role clearly expanded. She still feels partly undefined, but that can work in her favor, since DC has room to shape her into a major next-generation street and team hero. Circuit Breaker is one of DC's strangest and most visually distinct heroes, a cowboy-styled metahuman tied to the Still Force instead of the Speed Force. DC introduced him during the Lazarus Planet era and then spotlighted him in DC Pride 2023, where his powers spiral out of control after the Flash of Earth-11 crashes into his life and knocks them both into another dimension. That mix of Western style and cosmic speed lore makes him memorable. Part of the appeal is how much mystery still surrounds him. DC has highlighted Circuit Breaker as its first trans-masculine superhero, but just as important is the look A.L. Kaplan gave him, with green boots, a vest, and bright electric accents that instantly separate him from other speed-adjacent characters. Because the Still Force is still underused in DC lore, he already feels like a character with a lot of room to grow and evolve. Clown Hunter is Bao Pham, a Vietnamese-American teenager from Gotham whose life shattered when the Joker murdered his parents in their family restaurant. He rose during the Joker War and made his full debut in Batman. The Joker War Zone No. 1, hunting Joker's clown gangs with raw anger, no formal training, and a brutal weapon called the Bat, basically a baseball bat with a batarang strapped onto it. That homemade style defines him. What makes Bao work is that he does not feel polished or mythic in the usual Bat family way. DC has emphasized that he is all rage, improvisation, and survival, which gives him a rough punk energy very different from Batman's trained partners. That edge helped Clown Hunter earn a Secret Files special, later annual stories, and a place in the Ghostmaker and Batman Incorporated orbit, proving he was more than a one-event creation. Flatline arrived in Robin No. 1 as one of the deadliest new fighters in the Lazarus tournament, but she never felt like just another tournament opponent. Joshua Williamson created her as Lord Deathman's sidekick. Then Gleb Melnikov's goth design pushed the character even further, right down to the Flatline symbol on the back of her jacket that inspired her name. From the start, DC framed her as a major new piece of Damian Wayne's world. That early push paid off fast. DC later singled her out as one of the breakout new faces of Robin, and Robin the Rumor 17 built a full emotional twist around the truth about her and Lord Deathman. More importantly, Flatline works because she mixes danger, flirtation, and style in a way that gives Damian Wayne a very different foil. She feels built to outlive one storyline and keep returning whenever Batman's world needs fresh blood now. Miracle Molly debuted in Batman No. 108 as Gotham's newest wildcard, introduced during James Tynion IV and Jorge Jimenez's run as the second-in-command of the Unsanity Collective. DC described her right away as an engineering genius who could repair any kind of tech, which gave her a different flavor from most new Gotham threats. Instead of costumed criminal, she entered the line as part villain, part activist, and part transhumanist mystery. DC quickly showed that Miracle Molly was more than a one-issue idea by giving her Batman Secret Files, Miracle Molly No. 1, a special that called her Gotham's latest breakout star. That issue revealed she rejected her past, her name, and even her humanity to embrace the collective's promise of becoming a blank slate. She stayed tied to the Fear State era too, proving she had staying power beyond a single event and real potential in Gotham's future. Stitch is one of the strangest young heroes DC has introduced in years. A magically animated ragdoll who emerged around Teen Titans Academy and immediately stood out from the rest of the student body. DC spotlighted the character in Teen Titans Academy 2021 Yearbook No. 1 and later described Stitch as a mystically animated doll with enough personality to headline a miniseries. That alone says a lot about how memorable the character felt right away. What makes Stitch more interesting is how much magical lore is tied to them. Beyond the basic pitch, Stitch has been identified as an apprentice to Khalid Nassour, the current Dr. Fate, while also serving as class president at Titans Academy and helping form Young Justice Dark. That mix of weird design, supernatural training, and team potential gives Stitch more room to grow than many recent teen characters, especially if DC wants a star. That was a look at some of DC's most promising recent characters and why they could become much bigger in the years ahead. Thanks for watching, drop a like, comment which one has the most potential, and subscribe to Nerd Society for more comic book deep dives.